Hi. Do you want to come up here and say hi? Come on. Oh, I haven't sat down and done one of these in a long time. Oh. Girl, you look like a mess. You need to get groomed. Want to say hi to everybody? Everybody always asks about you. Say hello, everybody. Hi. I look like a mess today. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of Tell Me More. A lot of you guys asked if Tell Me More was still going on, and yes, Tell Me More is still going on. I love doing Tell Me Mores. I just took a break because I was trying to figure out whether or not I really officially did want to continue and where I saw myself going with Tell Me More. And it was also discouraging for me because when I first thought of Tell Me More, I had this image of how I wanted it to look, and this was not what it was. And so I guess I was just like, oh, like, I don't know if I want to continue. I don't know if this is how I want to do it. But I genuinely love doing them. I genuinely love being your guys' friend. But if you haven't noticed, since it's after Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, by the way, I am in my Christmas jammies. I have Clem laying here. I don't know if you can see her, but she's in her matching Christmas jammies. So I thought, why am I not in my Christmas jammies? Okay. Okay, first story. Hi Michelle, I'm loving your TMM series and I thought I'd share a story of mine. So a bit of background information about me. I'm 23 years old with a successful career. Yes. I live by myself. Yes. And have never been in a serious relationship. That's okay. I have, however, been on the dating scene for the past 4 or 5 years. Last year, I met a guy who I instantly connected with and honestly thought the relationship was going somewhere serious. About 3 months down the track after I met his parents, I thought I'd bring up the conversation of, where is this relationship going? He had gotten out of a 4-year-long relationship 1 year ago and explained to me he is not ready to go into another one. So then the relationship quickly turned from dating into a friends with benefits situation. I obviously had feelings for him, so I tried to break it off a number of times, which my weak self failed and always went back for more. I did go on dates with other guys during these off periods, but I seem to keep attracting emotionally unavailable guys who just want something casual, or really nice guys who are extremely clingy, which instantly turns me off. Over 1 year on, I'm still sleeping with the same guy, very casually. I do feel emotionally detached from him now and realize he's 100% not the one for me. However, I'm still very attracted to him, and because I'm so comfortable with him, it's kind of stopped me from meeting and emotionally opening up to other guys. I know I am worth so much more than this guy is treating me, and I do want to meet someone that will treat me better. But I just don't know where, when, if I'll meet that said person. So, should I get out of this friends with benefits relationship, or should I keep going until I do meet someone? I'm getting so frustrated in dating and nothing works out. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences about friends with benefits. I really appreciate you reading this, Michelle. Love you lots. Okay. So I think friends with benefits always kind of gets complicated because I feel like one person always kind of catches feelings. And I'm not saying like falls madly in love, but I feel like it's inevitable that someone will start catching like, oh, like I could see this going somewhere kind of feelings. So it kind of gets tough. I think one of the biggest things for me is friends with benefits. One, you have to be friends. Like, you cannot have just the benefits and not be a friend. Like, if you can't go just watch a movie together without the sex, like, then you can't even call each other friends with benefits. You guys are just horny. Like, that's just what it is. So I'm kind of stuck in between because I'm kind of like, I understand that you have needs, and I understand that your needs need to be taken care of. But at the same time, I'm also very like, you're 23, younger than me, and you have a successful career, you live on your own, you're, you know, like, you're taking care of yourself, and you're a freaking boss at it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think you 100% deserve better, but at the same time, it's not technically deserve, because I think you've both come to a point where you understand that he's not mistreating you. He just doesn't like you. So I feel like as long as he's not mistreating you, you need your needs taken care of. And why go get those needs taken care of with strangers if you know this guy and you trust this guy? But at the same time, you need to be able to differentiate why you are accepting, like, why are you blocking off other people? I know you're saying, I know you said that you're detached now, but I feel like sometimes detached doesn't always mean that you stop liking them. And I know you also said, like, oh, you know that he's not 100% for you. But I feel like, do you know? Like, sometimes I feel like, in general, we sometimes psych each other, like, ourselves out, where we're kind of like, oh, no, I don't like him. Like, for me recently, I've had to tell myself, like, oh, no, I don't like him. Like, duh, why would I like him if he doesn't like me, kind of thing. And we try to say it to ourselves constantly so that we believe it. So I just want to make sure that you can differentiate that, because it's just going to get harder. And I guess I'm not understanding. I mean, I am understanding, but I'm not understanding why you won't allow other people to come in. I think it's okay to have a friends with benefits while you're dating around until you become exclusive, or, you know, you're an actual boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. Other than that, I don't see what's wrong with a friends with benefits situation. However, I will say, make sure that your emotions are in check. And make sure you're not giving him girlfriend benefits. Because I know sometimes if you're in a situation where you once liked someone, you can accidentally give him the girlfriend benefits. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to be put in a position where they're just using you. And I use that word lightly, but using you because they're comfortable with you. Where they're like, oh, like, I like you. I like having you around, but we're just friends. Like, at the end of the day, if he finds another girl, he's gonna leave you, kind of thing. Like, you have to, unfortunately, remind yourself, like, you're not in a relationship, and I know you're comfortable, and the sex might be great, but at the end of the day, if he finds someone, he will leave. And if you find someone, you should leave too. So, just kind of have those things in mind. Hopefully, some of that helped or even made sense. With friends with benefits, it gets a little confusing, especially if there's been one person who likes the other person. But just make sure that at the end of the day, you do it for you. Like, continue to have fun and take care of your needs because it's for you. It's not for him, it's for you. And when it's time for you to walk away from that friendship, then you need to walk away from the friendship. Okay. The second story is just the little story I was telling you about how I feel like more of an older sister giving advice to a little sister. I just thought it would be fun to add it in here. Hi, oh my god, I can't believe I'm literally writing to you so that you can maybe help me figure this out. I have been watching you and Kim for so long, but now I kind of need your help. I'm only 17 and my boyfriend just turned 19. We're from Canada and here you can enter the army at 16. He has been in the army for about 3 months now and he is about 50 minutes away from me, which isn't that bad. We are able to see each other 2 times. My boyfriend and I are really similar, but when we disagree hard. I'm low-key that clingy girlfriend who always wants to call, FaceTime, text, etc. And he's the type that can text me once a week and still love me and won't miss me as much as I do. I just don't know how to feel about it, like texting and calling only 1 time a week. I know that his feelings won't change and he still loves me, but I actually get bored without talking to him. So what should I do? Should I actually text him once a week? So I just thought it was interesting and kind of like, oh, for me, the first thing that hit me was when you said you get bored when you're not texting him. And I feel like that's a sign of you definitely have, okay, sometimes when there's certain stories, I'm like, okay, you can't come off mean, Michelle. But for this one in particular, I really want you to focus on trying to be independent. Sometimes codependent is not bad. Like, I mean, obviously we're human, so there's never an equal amount, but there needs to be somewhat of a give or take about independence and codependence. So I feel like one of the big things is you very much rely on the boyfriend. And that's okay. It's a relationship. You love him. You want to talk to him. And that's totally normal. But at the same time, I feel like you have a sense of urgency. Like you have to talk to him. And if you don't talk to him, that's not a sign of love. So I say half and half because half I would hope that he puts in the effort that makes you feel like you're taken care of and that you're being loved, because I think that's a big thing for you. Like if you're away, like you show me that you love me, because he technically can't physically be there for you. So you're saying that if he's away, the only way to feel like you're showing me love is by texting me, calling me, FaceTiming me. And I understand that, and I think you need to make that clear for him. But at the same time, the only reason why I'm saying you're codependent is because you said you're bored without him. He is in the Army, so, you know, that's not, at least in America, that's not taken very lightly. And of course, when he has the time, he should reach out to you because you're his girlfriend. But at the same time, when you're saying you're bored, I guess the only thing that really pops up in my head is, do you have friends? Because, you know, I feel like, hypothetically, if I ended up dating a man who is in the military, I feel like I still have a lot of things to be doing. Like, of course I'm bored here and there and I want to talk to him because he's my boyfriend. But, you know, like I have Kim to hang out with. I have Bianca to hang out with. I have my cousin to talk to. I have Myra, you know. I have friends. But, you know, it sounds like, I don't know, maybe because you didn't specify, but you shouldn't be that bored. I feel like you should have a lot to do. I know you're also only 17, so that either means, I don't know how Canada works, because I had no idea you could even join the military at 16, because that just sounds really young, but obviously things work there differently. So I don't know if 17 you're a senior or you're not, which senior means your last year of high school. So 12th grade, I don't know. I don't know how Canada works, but yeah, so if you're 17, I'm assuming you're either you graduated high school or you just started your last year of high school. I'm not too sure. But I feel like there's a lot to do, no? So this third story I really wanted to share, but it could be something very traumatic for some of you. So I will say there is, I don't know if it's called a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about drugs and alcohol and how it's affecting one particular person. I wanted to share this story because I feel like it's definitely a story that could relate to a lot of people. I, myself, my background with alcohol and drugs is, one, I didn't do drugs growing up. I also didn't drink alcohol growing up. I had like a sip here and there because my parents were like, you want to try a sip kind of thing, but I never drank it. I never did drugs. I really was, is it a square or a circle? I don't know. I was a very straight edge kid. Like, my friends and I didn't go around that kind of stuff. I didn't do that kind of stuff. I never wanted to do that kind of stuff. It was never really any of my interest. I didn't really start drinking until I was 20. I didn't start partying until I was 21. You know, like, I just did everything by the books because I had no, like, I genuinely did not have, like, ooh, like I want to party kind of thing. I also didn't do drugs because my friends didn't do drugs. Hi, Michelle. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 4 years now. The whole time we've been dating, he smoked. And at first I wasn't okay with it at all. But as time has gone by, I've gotten used to it. When I was little, my elementary school was great with the no alcohol and drugs teachings. Granted, everyone from my elementary school now drinks and does drugs. I made a promise to myself after one of those classes that I would never drink or smoke. I've stuck to that promise to this day, and I'm almost 20 now. I have a lot of trauma from alcohol and drugs due to my parents and growing up surrounded by alcohol. I don't mind if people drink or smoke, but I would rather not put myself in a situation like that. I'm referring to getting blasted, not sipping on a drink or two. I've gotten a lot better at acting normal when I'm in situations though, but with my boyfriend it's something else. He recently got into psychedelics, and I've done my own research to know it's not necessarily harmful, but it just changes him. Every time he does psychedelics with his friends, I just have a mental breakdown and cry and cry. He knows the way I react, and I am never going to give him an ultimatum, but I don't think I can personally deal with it again. I try to think, why do I react this way when he does? And my mind just goes blank. So I'm thinking it just relates to the trauma with wishing he could just be a normal person, like me. I don't really know what to do anymore. I've tried breaking up with him over it because of the amount of stress I get from it. And I usually start it with, I'm never going to do stuff and you always are. Yet somehow it never works. He tells me he doesn't want to break up just because he got trippy, and I fall for it again because I love him. The way society is nowadays, I feel stupid for even writing this, as most people do drugs and psychedelics and it's becoming more normalized. I get that, yet I just personally don't want it in my life because of how scared and anxious it makes me feel. I guess I don't really know what I'm asking for, but I would really love feedback on this. I know you're not a therapist, and I know I probably should go to therapy, but I'd just like to hear someone's opinion of whom I respect. Again, thank you. I love watching your videos, and I genuinely love and respect you as a person. Thank you. I have personally reached out to her to talk to her and make sure that she's okay, so you guys don't have to worry about that. For me, one of the biggest things that screams from this story is that you need to be able to, I know I say this a lot in my Tell Me Mores, but I feel like it's really important that in this situation, you really choose you. It's not about him, it's about you. The fact that your boyfriend is, you know, allowing this to happen, you specifically said, hold on, let me find this. Every time he does psychedelics with his friends, I just have a mental breakdown and cry and cry. He knows the way I react, and I am never going to give him an ultimatum, but I don't think I can personally take this again or personally deal with it again. He knows the way you react, which is literally, quote unquote, mental breakdown and cry, and the fact that he doesn't change his life for you, it's not a problem. He doesn't have to change his life for you. But if he loves you the way you seem to love him because you won't leave him, I would hope that he takes that into consideration and be like, okay, like, my girlfriend does not react to this very well. You need to be able to put yourself first and be like, if you genuinely are saying that you're not ever gonna do this and you're not ever gonna put yourself in a situation where you need to be around it, he's not gonna change right now. He may change in 5 years, maybe a year, maybe a couple months, but right now he's not changing. And right now you need to do it for you. And I know you're saying you can avoid it, but why should you have to do that? And why should you have to put yourself through that emotional, mental stress? For this particular story, I don't want to say too much because I have never personally gone through a situation where I've dealt with someone who is very dependent on drugs. And I'm not saying he's a drug addict, and I'm not saying, you know, he's an alcoholic or anything like that, but I'm just saying, you know, it's to a point where he clearly does it enough where it bothers you and it stresses you out. And I think the only thing I can really say is if it's something that's using up your mental and emotional strength to be okay with it, you need to be able to figure out whether that is something you want to deal with or if it's just not. And I would say you should stand up for yourself, because as of now, to me, honestly, this message, when he says like, oh, like, just because he got trippy, he doesn't want to break up, like, that's just diminishing your feelings and your emotions. Like, it's emotionally destroying you and it hurts you and you don't want to be around it. And I think you should be clear with him and tell him how you feel about it. And hopefully he hears you this time. But I know it's not that easy. I know just because I say, he's not the one for you or he's not good for you, doesn't mean that you can walk away. And I know, and that's not what I'm saying. And I just hope that you're able to find, you know, like, peace in yourself and however that may be taken. And for those of you listening, I would love to hear your guys' stories if you have them, if you've dealt with something like this and how you would deal with it now or back when you were 20 or whatever this case may be. Or whatever the case may be, I would love to hear it down below. Of course, like always, every time you guys leave a comment down below, remember, it's not about you, so don't be mean, don't be an asshole, you know, like we want to be a community where we talk and we share our lives and we're heard, and that's what the point of Tell Me More is. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I love hearing from you guys. Please send me emails. I want to thank those of you who have sent an email and I haven't been able to talk about it. I do get emails and I can't always talk about certain things, so your messages won't always be shared, but I hear them, I read them, I take them into consideration. I want you to know that you're still heard, and that's what's important. But if you have stories, please send them over. Tell Me More is not just about serious. If you just have a gossip you want to talk about, I love chisme. I literally die for chisme. I'm a chismosa. Like, literally, I love talking about crazy things. If you have a crazy story, just because you want to talk about a crazy story, send me the crazy story. Or if you have something serious you want to talk about, whether that's school, boys, and weight loss, and I don't know, moving out or being an adult, I don't know, anything, let me know. Email me. My email is down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later. Bye.